Hey guys, welcome back to episode 8 of Twins Talk. Today we are joined by a kid that's played for us for 3 years. He's always stayed close to the program. I think he's planning on coaching for us in the future, which would be really cool. Nick Stein from Portville, New York. Went to Finger Lakes Community College and is currently a junior outfielder at Pitt, Bradford. Nick's a real good kid, a really hard worker, and he's had success and he's earned all of it. So be a good interview. Stay tuned and see what he has to say. All right, like I said, we're joined by the greasiest man on the planet Earth, the greaseball himself, Nick Stein. What's up, buddy?
How's it going, Coach?
Good. How are you?
Not bad. Just trying to stay busy.
Life?
Yeah, playing a lot of video games.
There you go.
Yeah.
So Nick, like I said, Nick's from Portville, New York. He actually lives in Olean, but he went to Portville High School, so we count him from Portville. But Nick came to the Twins back in the summer of 2016.
Yep.
The original Northeast Twin, ZR, texted me today and said, "Hey, my buddy Nick wants to come play too. Do you mind?" And you went. It was a tournament in Erie, right? That was your first time.
Yep.
All right. And then I remember he had said that he's like, "Yeah, he really liked it. He wants to join." And I'm like, "All right, sounds good." So you played the rest of the summer.
Yeah, we were actually at Jordan's eating cheeseburgers, and I was like, "Damn, I want to play summer ball." And he's like, "All right."
Yeah, so that's kind of how we roll. It's just kind of a very informal, like, get a text and say, "Hey, I want to play." I'm like, "All right, sounds good." But then you obviously played 18U for the next couple years after that.
Yep. Two-time 18U.
Yeah, two-time because you're so young for your grade. So
yeah,
you got to play 1 year for the head man, my dad.
That was fun.
Being the coach, which can get intense and fun at times.
Yeah.
And then you got to play for basically anybody the next year. And then
literally, my mom was going to be the coach, I think, one game.
Right. And then I think I coached a lot of your games the second year because we had like the same
tournament. Yeah.
So pretty fun times. And then your recruiting process, let's talk about it a little bit. Now, it was mostly focused on junior colleges, if I remember correctly.
It was basically all junior colleges for sure. That any type of, talking to, any interest was mostly junior college.
Right. And now you were kind of down to ECC and
Finger Lakes.
Last two.
Yep.
Jamestown came in real late after you had already.
Yeah. I don't know why. Yeah.
What led you to your decision to? I'll save my opinions. What led you to your decision to Finger Lakes over ECC?
I mean, honestly, just the coaching. Like, I went there and showed up, and Marin just seemed like he wanted the best for all of us, and he wanted to make us more of like better people and men than. I mean, winning and losing, means a lot, and he cares about that. But it kind of just made it seem more home and seem where I wanted to be.
Right.
And obviously, living in Canandaigua was a plus.
I would say that kind of seems to suit you more than being like in Buffalo.
Yeah, I didn't want to be in a city type and that stuff. Canandaigua seemed right for me the second I was there.
So you go there, and then I'm not trying to be an ass or anything. You kind of struggle your freshman year.
For sure, I was ass.
We kind of in and out of the line. And I've talked to Burlingame about this. It's like, because I was saying my freshman year is I'd get to hit and everything once in a while, and it just I remember we talked about this. Like, it felt like I got to get a hit here, or I'm not going to play again. For a while. Like, kind of talk about how like going through that. And
well, it was really weird because I was still playing infield at the time. I was second base, and the other second baseman was my roommate, Louis Pettit, who was like my best friend at the time. And neither of us were playing very well, and neither of us were playing as well as we wanted to, and we weren't winning. So it was like, I don't want to root against him, but I really want to play. And then when I play, it's like, oh, I got to get a hit. And, if you don't get a hit, it's just like.
I'll tell you right now, the kids that were like on that I was competing against, I would say for playing that, I was hoping they struck out every damn time they came up to play.
Yeah. I just really wanted to win. And Louis was like my best friend. So like, I don't know. It was really tough situation, but.
Okay, so you come back, you play summer ball for us.
Yep.
You play fall ball. You do move you to the outfield. Remember, we played you
Yep.
guys in the
outfield.
and we played you guys in the fall with our travel team.
Oh, yep.
And you looked good. You had a good. And then fast forward to the spring, you have a really good year. You hit second for most of the year. I mean, all region, I think it was, right?
All conference.
All conference, right? Yeah. So, kind of talk about what was the difference between your freshman and sophomore year, you feel like?
I think it was a lot team-wise. Like our freshman year, I just don't think we were as focused as we needed to be. Our leadership through our sophomores weren't as great as the next year when I was a sophomore.
Right.
I think our group was really focused, and we just on it. And the people I lived with, like the Zapsis brothers, Chris Gresham, like those guys know hitting. They live and breathe hitting. So like anytime we hit, I had instant feedback along with coach and you and I just used all the resources I could, and I realized that I needed to get better. That's the first step, realizing that you need, if you really want this, you gotta figure something out.
Be willing to change and do something different. Now, do you think a lot of that too? Like once you got going, like because you guys were down in Myrtle Beach, right?
Yeah, Myrtle. That's where we spring train.
And you had a good trip down there.
Yeah.
So confidence, you kind of just built off that confidence going forward.
Yeah, and then I felt my confidence boosted was when we were at a doubleheader in Pittsburgh, some JUCO there. I mean, they weren't very good. And I remember it was snowing. No one wanted to be there, but my crazy ass, I showed up and no sleeves, screaming, ready to go. And I think I started out like 2 for 2 or something, and did some dirty stuff on the bases, let's say, and somebody threw up my head or something.
Yeah.
And then I just looked at him, I'm like, I'm better than you. And I just hit a triple. And at that time I was hitting 9.
Yeah, I remember.
And we were losing. I got on third and I just looked at Coach Mayer and I just said, hit me at the fucking top. And then from then on, it was just go time. Like we were just winning games and I was just doing whatever I could to, help the team win. And obviously that was, playing center and hitting second. So it was pretty fun.
Okay. Now we've talked about this a lot, obviously, like in our conversations, like me and you both love like stuff like that, like Kobe and the Mamba mentality, or Jordan, just like, hey, like I'm the guy, like let me do this. Now, is that something you've always had? Is that something you think you've developed through the years, or how do you?
Honestly, I think it came from more of like a basketball. Because like in high school, I wouldn't even say I was the greatest baseball player. I was just athletic. I could run fast, throw it hard, bunt the ball to third.
Baseball till you're like 12, right?
Yeah, I didn't really like care that much until until I got to you, honestly. And so like basketball, I was more of like not the star, but I was like, I would score a lot.
And, like, at the time.
Yeah, and like when things got tough in the game, people looked to me, and I kind of had to just take that leadership role and just know that I got you guys. So I feel like basketball was more of where I got it from, and that just kind of led on to like baseball in college, just knowing that I'm good enough to hang with everybody.
Right. Now, obviously, you guys had a really good year at Finger Lakes your sophomore year. Made it to the regional finals and stuff. Talk about kind of that atmosphere, the big game with N-Trip, with Coop on the mound, first game of regionals. Man,
I just got chills. You bring it up. I just got chills. Like,
I mean, baseball's fun. It's great to play in the summer. I think sometimes I feel bad for like kids when you're in high school age. You never get to really experience when so much on the line like that, and like every single pitch, it's a you guys were up 2 or 1-0 most of the game, right? Or
I think it was 2-1 all the game.
And like literally,
and we scored off no hits.
It's like this might change the game right here. So it's such an intense feeling that you usually don't get in baseball. Baseball's kind of more that laid back, like all right, kind of go. Yeah, sometimes it's close, but with that much like your season on the line and stuff, like kind of talk about how that was.
It was just. I mean, game 1, obviously, N-Trip, they were ranked whatever it was, but we knew.
Yeah.
We knew it was going to happen. a lot of people acted shocked, but we knew. We didn't know how it was going to happen, but we knew Coop was going to take us to victory there. And I mean, it was just like, every pitch. And like, I remember, I think 2 of my at-bats that game were sack bunts. Like, if I don't get those down, then we're definitely not winning. So like, just like simple stuff like that, just like, it's just intensified. And, when you get it done, you just feel so accomplished. And I remember when we got that last out, me and Omar would just run and like just give each other like chest bumps or like side bumps or whatever it was, and that was just the greatest feeling of my life so far in baseball, for sure. That was those 2 games that we won up there was unbelievable.
Right. All right. Before I move on from Finger Lakes, give me your best story about Zap.
Anderson Zapsis?
Yeah.
I'd say it was when he got kicked out in Myrtle Beach, the second game of the year, I think it was. He was just being an idiot, just being a douche. And they tell him he's got to leave the field, and he won't. And they finally get him to leave the field. So he's in the parking lot, and he's swearing, he's pissed. Some dude in a Southern accent comes behind him. He's like, "You need to watch your temper, boy," or something like that. And he's like, "Who the hell are you?" And then he's like, "I'm the assistant coach for Bluefield College, and I'd like to offer you a scholarship." So that's definitely the weirdest story. He got
that's where he ended up going to school.
Yeah, he got a scholarship after getting ejected from a game. Yeah, so that was pretty cool.
That's a pretty legendary story there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So okay, so you're done with your 2 years there. You're moving on. Kind of talk about that recruiting process and kind of the schools you're interested in and how you ended up at Pitt Bradford.
So in the early, like right when fall ball was, getting done with Finger Lakes, we sent out an email to them about, a bunch of list of schools, and our coach was going to reach out to all of them. And I just kind of stuck Pitt Bradford out there. And I didn't really know. And then we got in contact halfway through the year. And I actually tore my MCL after the fall of my sophomore year at Finger Lakes. So I was just I wasn't really thinking of any colleges, anything, bad freshman year. I'm hurt. I wasn't really worried about that.
Worried about playing.
Yeah. So I took a visit to Pitt. Coach Foster was the only school I visited, actual visit. And he believed in me, even though the stats weren't good. I was hurt. I went in, and I love the way he's like wired. He's just I don't know. He's a big time like workout guy. Yeah. And he cares a lot about his players. Like he's just really intense with it to me. And, I trusted him the most, and I wanted to go to a school that I could impact immediately. Like I didn't have to, really not that I didn't want to work hard, but I wanted to be somewhere that I could impact immediately every day in the lineup, on the field every day.
Right. And so I think that gets taken out like the wrong way. Like people think like, oh, you're looking for a handout. Like it's like, no, but like, dude, I like playing. I want to be somewhere I can fucking play. Like I'm not trying to go somewhere and sit at the damn bench. Like, there
were some other schools I was talking to, but, Baldwin Wallace, they kind of just like big man me. LaRoche, they kind of big man me. Yeah. So I really just wanted to go somewhere that wanted me, that told me that they wanted me and that would, care for my decision.
Okay. So, you end up at Pitt Bradford, obviously a lot closer to home. You got some of your teammates from Finger Lakes that you were also there. You got people you knew, Rob was there, guys that you've known before. What was kind of the biggest difference, you think, going from junior college to Pitt Bradford?
I'd say that a lot more people are content. I'd say a lot more of my teammates are just content, which makes sense. They're there, they found their home. But at Finger Lakes, everyone had that just little bit of just drive. Just like I want to get out of here. Like I want to get a scholarship. I want to prove everyone wrong. And I'd say that's probably it. Like a lot more people at Finger Lakes, we bonded through baseball literally all day. Like all day was baseball.
Right.
So I'd say that's the big difference.
Okay. So now we're going through something that obviously no one's ever gone through before with this coronavirus, the outbreak and
Yep.
stuff, and it's put a wrench in everybody's plans and stuff. Now you were a little banged up and you're early in the year and stuff. So do you kind of see this as maybe something that could help you out? You said you were going to be in school for 5 years anyway. So
Yeah.
something that could help you
Yeah.
going forward.
Yeah, I wasn't set to graduate on time anyways, so this kind of, I wish it didn't happen, but
Right.
it, like, health wise, yeah, I mean, I was hurting. I've been hurting for a while, so I've been really just trying to take care of my body these couple months, like stretch a bunch, make sure I'm doing the workouts that they give me, running a lot. So yeah, I mean, I'm hoping that I can get healthy by next year, and I'm really going to change the way I work out more this coming off season. I think I went a little too hard last year.
Right. Now, what are you able to do baseball wise, staying ready and stuff? And obviously we weren't planning on playing summer ball. So, your kind of next thing will be fall ball. So what are you kind of doing to gear up for that baseball wise?
Yeah. So right now I'm actually living in Bradford with a couple of my buddies on the team still. And it's a mile down from the field. So literally every morning I actually run to the field and I just stare at it. I just stare at it.
Yeah.
And then a couple times a week, me and my buddies will go down to the field, play catch, and we don't have any balls because we're not allowed to go into the facility. Like we're not allowed to, nobody's allowed. So instead of hitting balls, me and my friend actually the other day were hitting lima beans with a PVC pipe, just working on hand-eye coordination, stuff like that.
Right.
Just trying to stay busy. And I mean, I know my mind will always be in it. Like I'll always be ready mentally. Right. Like I'll never, like I want to be a part of baseball my whole life. So like I'll never stop thinking of it.
Right.
So I know I'll be there mentally. It's just I got to keep my physical, like my body just in nice shape so I can play.
Right. And now we talked about kind of before where you wanted to be PE teacher, and I think kind of now you shifted towards wanting to coach baseball in college. Is that still kind of what you're thinking?
Yeah. Honestly, anything I can do in baseball, but as a college baseball coach would be the best. I'd say I wanted to be a PE teacher because I wanted to coach sports. Right. But then I realized I didn't have to deal with kids to do that, like high school kids. So, I mean, I'll be fine. That's definitely what I want to do.
Right. So that was kind of the big switch was, all right, I don't have to deal with all these kids that don't want to be here. Like at least.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I think that's kind of it for those questions. You wanted to go into the little rapid fire?
Yeah, sounds good.
All right. Favorite Major League Baseball team?
The New York Yankees, of course.
Favorite player?
I'd probably have to say Mike Trout.
Okay. Number you wear and why?
I've honestly wore a different number every single year. So I'd probably say single digit because it's smaller.
All right. Walk-up song?
Anything Kanye West.
All right.
I don't really have a favorite though. Anything Kanye.
And if you're struggling, you're slumping, are you changing that?
No. You can't do that at June. Actually, I didn't even have one last year. Nobody had walk-up songs.
Yeah. All right. So, what's your college major? Is it?
It's sports management. It's sport and rec management or something like that.
Okay. So we just talked about what you kind of want to do, career plans. Favorite musician? You going Kanye?
Sure. Yeah, Kanye.
All right. Favorite movie? I know this one.
Forrest Gump.
Yep. All right. And then, best dugout treat? Gum, seeds. What we going with in the dugout?
Definitely just dip.
Straight dip.
Yep.
All right.
Dip.
Well, I appreciate it, man. Obviously, you're one of my favorite players that we've ever had. And,
hell yeah!
You bust your ass, and everything I've said this before. Everything you've ever got in this game, you've earned from hard work and just have that desire and attitude to go out there and get it. And not that you were a bad player when I first met you, but you made yourself into a really good player. So I'm excited to keep watching you play. And obviously, hopefully next season, since you're closer, it'll be a normal.
Oh yeah,
I've been watching play quite a bit. So
yeah, that'll be awesome.
So
Thanks for having me.
yeah, I appreciate your time, and I'm sure we'll be talking on at Sunday at the least about the MJ documentary. So
Oh yeah. Oh, yeah.
all right, man. Thanks.
Have a good one.
See ya.